Sounds good, Justin. Thank you. It is Friday at midday, which means it's time for the Bell Breakdown. Film critic Josh Bell, always great to have you here.
Always great to be here.
Breaking down 2 movies for us today.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have a thriller and then a crime comedy.
Yeah.
Do I understand? One, Matthew McConaughey is in, so let's start with that one because he's my favorite.
Yeah, he's only in one of them, so you only get one McConaughey.
Okay,
but,
too
yes,
bad.
He is the star of The Gentleman. It is from director Guy Ritchie, who people may remember from a while back as the director of Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
It's been a while for Guy Ritchie.
It's been a while for him to make this kind of movie.
Right.
He kind of got off track and he made a bunch of big Hollywood movies. He just made Aladdin less than a year ago, but now he's back to doing this same kind of thing that he did before.
Gangster comedy.
Exactly, the gangster comedy with, I mean, it stars Matthew McConaughey, but it's set in London. He plays an American kind of drug kingpin who is trying to unload his empire, and a lot of people are challenging him, trying to take it over. You've got Hugh Grant is in this movie, Colin Farrell,
Big names.
Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians. So a cast of big names, and they're all having fun with this ridiculous story and these ridiculous characters. I mean, if you've seen any other Guy Ritchie movies or any other early Guy Ritchie movies, this is exactly the same thing. And so he's not doing anything new, but in a way he is, because it's been so long since he did this kind of thing. And it's more enjoyable than Aladdin or some of his other Hollywood films. I think he got a little lost in King Arthur and The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and stuff that was not exactly the best. So if you liked what he did in his earlier films, you will like this probably, maybe not quite as much.
I was trying to figure out if you're getting to the fact that you like the movie or you don't like the movie.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's exactly what you expect from him based on those early films. I think he may have decided I better get back to what people like most about my work, and so he did it. Again, the actors are having a good time, especially Hugh Grant and Colin Farrell are really entertaining. The plot it's convoluted, it sort of runs out of steam before it ends. It's not a movie that's going to stick with you, but it's fun to watch while it's playing.
What about McConaughey? How's he looking? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yes.
How's his performance?
No particular reason. He looks good. He is, I mean, he's kind of the straight man in a way in this story. He's the central figure, but he's also the least quirky. So his performance is a little more straightforward. It's not as impressive as some of the other performances he's given recently. I think the supporting characters get to have a little more fun and play with it a little more.
Okay.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, no problem. Just
Very
looking out for a friend. So we got to switch gears and talk about the second movie.
Yes.
Of course, it's a horror film because you know how much I love horror films. So The Turning. What's this all about, and how do you feel about it?
I
Not
don't
so
feel
good?
great about it.
Okay.
No, I mean, I think we've had a horror movie almost every week in January. This is really the time studios kind of throw out these cheapo horror movies.
Yeah.
Get in a few bucks. And this is based very loosely on The Turn of the Screw, which is the classic Henry James novel from the 1890s, maybe something people read in school. It's been adapted in many different ways. This version takes place for some reason in the 1990s, not in the present day, but not for any particular reason that I could figure out other than that the characters don't have cell phones, and that makes it easier to trap them in the haunted house and they can't call for help, I guess.
Complicates the plot less.
Yeah, but there's barely any plot. Mackenzie Davis plays a woman named Kate, who is a governess in the original novel here. She's called a live-in tutor, and she goes to this creepy old estate that seems to have a lack of light bulbs to tutor these 2 children, one played by Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, the other played by Brooklyn Prince, who was in the Florida Project. And a bunch of creepy stuff happens. Doors slam, there's some sudden apparitions appearing, but it's very slow, and it's very, like, you don't want to know for sure what's happening. And that can be intriguing if it's atmospheric and you're wondering, is something really going on or is she crazy? But mostly this one is just kind of slow and tedious, and the further it gets away from the novel, especially the ending, they really just don't have any idea where to take this plot, and the atmosphere is not enough to sell this essentially non-existent story, unfortunately. It's not particularly scary. The actors are fine. I mean, those kid actors have done a lot.
One of the kids from Stranger Things is in this
too,
right?
Finn Wolfhard, who plays he's the brother, and then the little girl who was great in the Florida Project and is great at being very adorable, and then creepy, but mostly adorable. But it's just not enough to carry this movie even for 90 minutes. So I think this is, if you're looking for a scary movie, there's been a lot of them this month, but none of them have been particularly good.
Fair enough. So The Gentleman is a maybe, and The Turning is a not so much.
Yeah, it's Gentleman for Guy Ritchie fans, The Turning probably for not anyone.
Okay.
Save it for Netflix.
Yeah, maybe, if you're bored.
Okay, then. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was the Bell Breakdown. We'll be right back.